Teaching and learning activities could come to a halt at the Bolga Nursing Training College in the Upper East region if an impasse between tutors and the principal of the college is not resolved. The tutors say an impending examination for students of the school are under threat due to some friction between themselves and the principal. They have been addressing a press conference at Bolga, from where our Upper East regional correspondent Albert Sorry now reports.
The tutors of the Bolga Nursing Training College say in September last year, they petitioned the head of health training institutions about certain decisions of the principal that they felt were inappropriate.
First of all, we talked about the fact that there were issues of the procurement policy was not being followed. We also had problems related to the development levy that this college had, through a previous director, instituted to be able to help development in our college, which was being not utilized. I'm sure as you have come into this college, you have seen that the college is actually dilapidated. The facilities aren't the way a nursing training college should look. We also accused or leveled allegations against our principal because for the fact that certain activities that concern academic work were being ignored. For example, when there are certain courses that when they are taught, they need to follow up in the field. So we take students for field trips, but there was a time when he came, students were already, one of the programs, students were sent on field trips, but it was abrogated because he felt that he said there was no money to continue. But it means the students would have only had a theoretical aspect and not had a practical aspect.
They add that the Ministry of Health was copied in their petition, and this prompted a visit by the Deputy Minister of Health, Tina Mensah, to the college. The tutors allege that rather than tackle the issue in the manner that they had hoped, the Deputy Minister of Health threatened to transfer them if they were not ready to work with the principal.
So we petitioned her to keep the principal out of, to stay out and get someone who possibly could come and take over while the investigations are going on. Because initially when we met with her, she told us that the investigations were not over, so they can't tell us anything about the report. So for that reason, we still thought that once the investigations are not over, she should allow him to stay aside while school continues, academic work continues. But she declined. In fact, she was not happy, and she left, and with a statement that she was going to transfer us. So we are waiting for our transfers, and when the transfers come, we will go to wherever they will send us.
The Bolga Nursing Training College is one of the oldest tertiary institutions in the Upper East region, but has seen very little development over the years. Some building projects in the college have been abandoned, even though it is highly constrained in terms of infrastructure. The tutors of the college say their desire to see the college develop is the basis for their demands for action to be taken against the principal.
It's in the interest of the student. In fact, you need to see certain times when we are teaching and students are running around looking for chairs to come and sit down. And to the extent that sometimes when they don't find chairs, they are standing by the windows and listening to the lecture, or they are standing inside the classroom and listening to the lecture. Is that the situation we want to subject the people who are coming to take care of us in the world? Is that how we want them to? What are we impacting in them? Are we actually showing that sympathy that we expect students, these trainees, to come out and show sympathy and empathy for our patients? Is that what we are showing to them?
School has just reopened and most students are yet to report. However, if the current impasse between the tutors and the principal of the college is anything to go by, there is a high possibility of a sit-down strike or even a total boycott of tutoring if a proper mediation is not done and the problem resolved. For Joy News, Albert Sorry, reporting from Bolga.
The mechanical department of the Kumasi Vocational and Technical Institute in Kumasi has built a mobile cassava grater. According to available statistics, post-harvest losses in root and tubers, especially yam and cassava, stand at some 30 to 60%. Though the innovation is meant to address the recurrence of high post-harvest losses to equip farmers to process cassava and other tuber crops. Prince Apia has been interacting with students behind this.
40-year-old Amanyameche is a cassava farmer in Adumenu in the Adansi municipality of Ashanti region. She is unable to convey even 40% of the cassava she harvests from her farm every season. Even the little she brings home fetches her equally little money.
I sell 3 medium-sized tubers for 2 Ghana cedis. I don't have money to hire laborers to help me on my farm, so I go with my children. It's very far from the farm to the house. We rest stop so many times before we get home. Even with the children, I am unable to bring everything home.
Averagely, she sells 3 medium-sized tubers for 2 Ghana cedis. Cheap as it may seem, Amma could earn more if the backlog left on the farm was brought home. This is a cassava grater. It is unique and different from the one already in the market because of its mobility. It is also produced from local materials.
So we decided that why don't we do something in the form of a mobile so that the person can carry it to the farm and then do everything over there and come out with the actual product, not in a raw state. So we sit and consider a whole lot of things. The things shouldn't be too heavy. It should be something that anyone can carry it, even women or even children can carry it. And then we came out with this idea that it should be in the form of a wheelbarrow, which will not need much energy to push it, and then also get an engine which is less consume fuel very less.
Peter Claver de Lawrence is head of mechanical department of the school. This grater is designed to help farmers like Amanyameche to reduce large quantities of cassava often left rot on the farm.
The adjuster, if you want the cassava to be soft, you adjust the adjuster to the teeth. If you don't want it to be soft, you just adjust it to the back.
Christian Eji Coleman is one of the student trainee brains behind the technology.
5 cedi petrol can able to grate 5 sacks of cassava.
To improve the technology, the team is exploring ways to make it possible for farmers to use waste produce to power it.
We are going to change the petrol engine to biogas, where the farmer can use the peeling of the cassava to put into his biogas digester. As it digests and then form the gas, the only thing that the farmer will do is fill the tank with gas, and then he or she can run with it.
Eunice Achekun Ajay lectures at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology Mechanical Engineering Department. She suggests collaboration with KNUST to fine-tune the innovation.
Also, we need to package it properly. If we take it just on site, the issue of just the transportation is not adequate enough to convince farmers to patronize it.
Richard Adojemfe is manager of KVTI.
So our next move is to contact the farmers, the Cassava Farmers Association, and those who are into cassava processing, right? So we are trying to identify some of these groups. Then we will discuss or sell this idea to them.
Prince Apia reporting.
You recall the story of 20-year-old Memuna Bakuri, who was repeated in senior high school from 3 for her inability to pay some 50 Ghana cedis as part of registration fees for the West Africa Senior High School Certificate Examination. She got employed at Fufu Choba as an attendant with a daily wage of some 7 Ghana cedis. JoyNews broke the story last year, May, and a Ghanaian woman based in the United Kingdom came to her rescue and has since been assisting her. Madam Beverly Odison, through her brother, the supervising WA High Court judge, has donated some items to help the 20-year-old Memuna Bakuri study at school. JoyNews Upper West correspondent Rafiq Salam now reports from WA.
Supervising WA High Court judge Justice Kwesi Boachi presented the items on behalf of a benevolent Ghanaian-based United Kingdom sister, Beverly Odison. He said her sister would have loved to come to WA to meet and donate the items to Memuna herself, but her stay in the country was limited. The items donated included school bag, used clothing, bathroom soap, sardines, biscuits, soft drink, and pens.
This is part of the efforts myself and my sister we are making towards your education. On my own behalf, on behalf of my sister Beverly Odison and her daughter Ella, I present these items to you to help you in your education. You know very well we have been doing something small for you. So as we promise, we will not actually disappoint you. We will do what we can within our powers to help you complete your education.
Watching with shock, disbelief and tear eyes is Ajer Bakuri, who is a firewood seller and mother of Memuna Bakuri. She thanked the supervising WA High Court judge, her sister Beverly Odison, and the daughter Ila for their kind gesture.
I have been struggling with these children since the death of my husband. Memuna came to WA to do menial job. Through that, you came to her aid. I don't have the words to thank you. God will bless you.
Memuna Bakuri, who is now in her final year at Brifo Senior High School in the Laura district, was equally grateful to them.
Whatever you do to me, I will make sure that I will make sure that I will. If God helps me, I will pass.
In May 2017, JoyNews broke the story of 20-year-old Memuna Bakuri, who was repeated for her inability to get 50 Ghana cedis as part of a registration for the West Africa Senior High School Certificate Examination, WASI. She watched in pain and in shame as her mates sat through the exams last year. Father deceased more than 8 years ago, a weak firewood selling mother, and a set of hungry siblings hope for bloodline support does not exist. When the vacation is short, like 3 weeks, Memuna Bakuri works as a chop bar attendant for 7 cedis daily wage. And when the vacation is a much longer 3 months, she carries load for what base-based persons will call penitence. And that was what she was engaged in until JoyNews broke her story for Ghanaian based in the United Kingdom, Madam Beverly Odison, to come to her rescue. She has since supported her with payment of her school fees and other monies for her upkeep at the school. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
Well, the growing taste of Ghanaians for foreign food at the expense of local dishes has long-term implications on the country's socio-cultural values and identity. Well, the provost of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology's College of Sciences, Professor Ibokodro, wants some serious attention paid to this to reverse the trend. At the Food Festival and Conference 2018 event, she blamed the situation, among others, to urbanization and early introduction of children to such foods.
Other things that makes the food very exciting, because when you combine sweet with pepper, it has a taste that you don't like.
At the Food Festival and Conference 2018, she blamed the situation, among others, to urbanization and early introduction of children to such food. Professor Odro believes with time this will lead to gradual loss of cultural identity.
So when a child is introduced to this type of food, then when you are trying to bring to eat yam, in my house they don't like yam, they said chewing, they don't want to chew. Then I ask them, do you swallow rice? They don't want plantain, do you swallow rice still? But they don't want anything difficult. So the content of the new generation is something that is easy to flow in the mouth, not chewing. But they forget that it helps strengthen the what? The tooth or the teeth, yes.
Food Festival and Conference brought together stakeholders in the local food industry to discuss the subject. It's aimed at celebrating Ghana's diverse food heritage and reintegrate value back into food system and culture. It's under the theme Combating Food Fraud and Promoting Traditional Foods. KNUST Pro Vice Chancellor Reverend Professor Charles Anissa suggests greater partnership between the university and other stakeholders.
I would also want to use this platform to appeal to the Food and Drugs Board, Food and Drugs Authority, and all food industry to partner the Department of Science, Food Science and Technology to support the excellent research and education to the general public on the science and safety of our foods.
We should remember that every
Executive Director of National Commission on Culture, Edna Nyame, wants a globally competitive local food industry through technology.
That every society on earth is going through transition, and we cannot continue to use sometimes the rudimentary methods of preparing our yaka, our cheke, our fufu, the others, when we can improve the methods to give them cutting edge in the global market.
Reporting for Joy News, Kwesi Deborah.
And before we go, students from Infantipim School show their love of Valentine's Day by embarking on a blood donation exercise to save lives. According to MTN Ghana Foundation, the organizers of the exercise, the event could not have been done at a better time than on the day lovers were showing their love to each other. Richard Kojonyakon was there and has come through with this report.
MTN Save a Life blood donation exercise took off at the Infantipim School on Valentine's Day. The exercise, according to the telecommunications giant, is to show love and care for people who need blood to survive. The event, which was started in 2011, became an annual event for MTN staff only, but later got expanded to include business partners and associates of MTN. Driven by the passion to ensure a healthy society, MTN Ghana Foundation says the interest in the lives of their customers is of utmost importance and will do everything to give back to them through means such as this. Regina Keefe is a human resource manager for the Western and Central regions for MTN Ghana.
Yeah, we chose Infantipim this year because we've been moving from school to school actually. Last year we were with Agri Memorial School, so this year we are here. Another year we'll go to another school, and so it is they are 10 now. To show your love to somebody, I mean, even the Bible tells us that Jesus Christ came to die for mankind because he loved us. So if you donate a pint of blood to save somebody's life, I think it is the best love you can ever show. So we should not worry about whether we are going to be short of blood when we donate. As I said, health professionals are here to screen you.
Blood donor organizer at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, Samuel Uduakwami, expressed the hospital's appreciation to the students and the MTN Ghana Foundation. He is convinced the gesture will resource the hospital to save more lives.
We don't have enough blood. On average, we are transfusing about 25 pints a day. If you calculate that for a week, we are going around over 150 pints. Coming here today, taking 400 won't last for 2 weeks. Getting donors too is difficult. So usually we get some slight shortages, but we are managing. We usually wait till when you have a patient or a relative who needs blood before you go and donate. Just imagine when your relative needs blood and you are not around or you are not feeling well, you can't donate. But if you donate now, you can help in future. You have a donor's card, a certificate for that, to that effect. When a person needs blood, all you need to do is to bring the certificate along and we'll give you the blood. Helping a lot in saving lives. Currently, if you donate 1 pint, you are saving 3 babies. And if you donate 1 pint and is saving even just an adult life, it means the person does not die today. We can help in situations like this when we donate blood. If you are donating, you are saving lives. And it's saving a lot of lives. It will help us to save a lot of lives at the hospital.
MTN Ghana Foundation's target across the country is to get 2,550 pints of blood for the various health facilities. Richard Kojenyako, Joy News, Mfantipim School, Cape Coast.
And that's it for the latest news headlines we have. We have a lot more news. So we'll be looking at the newspapers very soon, and then we'll look at the various online portals. But straight away, if we can, let's bring you the daily graphic. So the daily graphic has on its front page, courts go digital, filings to be done online. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. So let's take a look at it. It says, beginning next month, patrons of the courts will not need to carry volumes of documents to be filed at court registries because the Judicial Service is set to roll out an online filing system. That's a good one. We have to congratulate the Chief Justice, and she herself has been announcing what will probably be the biggest reform of her tenure early in that period, saying that it was the expectation that by the time she retired in December 2019, all courts in the country will be connected to the system, well automated. So we'll bring you a lot more when I'm joined by Mavio Swabwaji and the rest of the team. But please make sure that you stick and stay. As always, get interactive on Facebook, join us on TV, and then we'll have a lot more to talk about. We're taking a break. We'll be coming to do the review of the newspapers. Do stay on.